and welcome y'all to another Fish and Coffee, y'all. I know I'm still debating about the title, but we'll fix it in a bit. But welcome those that are watching, those who replay. Much peace, much love. Hopefully you'll learn something. And stay tuned to the whole video. You might learn something new that you don't want to miss out. And we got Lovey here, all the way from Germany.
Morning, everyone.
Yep. For those that are watching replay, it's a little different time, I know. Normally I would be saying good morning, but I'm kind of like saying good night. So y'all getting a special, I guess. So how's Lovey this evening? Or this morning?
This morning, a little bit tired, but other than that, doing pretty well so far.
Awesome. And on the other hand, I'm kind of tired. It's been a long day, but it's okay.
Oh man, what happened?
We'll get to that after the live stream. How's that sound? Let me see. Hold on. Let's go ahead and welcome everyone. I know, Mr. Snow Guardian, Annette. I sent you a comment earlier this morning. Yeah, I'm not able to pull it up, but something about the quote was, "The time is the wrong time." I agree with you. Normally that would have been right, but we changed it to accommodate for Lovey. Those that wondered. So Annette, you're good. Stay with us. Jeff Kane, welcome. Mark Stilson, all the way from Australia. What's up, mate? Hey, June. Oh, Oscars, welcome. By the way, June, you did a wonderful live stream earlier. I like that. Keep it up. Scuba Steve, my man, the legend. By the way, Lovey, Scuba Steve was number one place in the cichlids last year at Triple Crown.
Oh, that is super cool.
Yeah. I wish that somehow we could promote him more than he was, but Chris Aquazone, hey bro, I missed not seeing you last week, and maybe I'll have to collaborate. Maybe we can do a coffee shop meetup or something.
Yeah.
Because it's been a while since I've seen you. Yeah, Chris is local, by the way, Lovey.
Oh. Yeah, that's super.
Scuba Steve, you got a question for me? Let's go ahead and hey Vibes, you're going to the Clash. Should I? Scuba Steve. Oh, are you going, Scuba? Anyway, the Clash, it's the Keystone Clash. It's up in Morgantown, Pennsylvania. September 20, 21, 22, something like that. This fall. And most of the Fish fam are going to be there. So.
Oh, cool. Well, then you have some time to plan it in.
Right. Lurking at the moment since I'm in my as a player. Nice, Chris. Hey, enjoy. Nada guy, welcome. Hey, Rachel, Boots and Cats, welcome. It's great, good to see you again. Always love seeing your name in the chat. That's awesome. Moving on down to we got a Dale collaboration of Curiosities all the way from Australia. Welcome, Dale. How you doing? Hopefully everyone's enjoying your cup of coffee or your cup of tea. Can you read that?
Obsessive coffee disorder.
How about that?
Awesome. I need that one too, for sure.
And by the way, y'all, I received this last Sunday. A good friend of mine was here visiting, and had to leave like in a spare moment. So we didn't have time all the time we wanted to hang out. So they went out and bought me a coffee mug, gave it to me before they left. So that was sweet. Let's see some of Lovey's beautiful fish.
Oh, well, I could show some of them, but unfortunately, the lights are still off here at my house. It is 10 after 5 in the morning, so it's going to be another 6 hours or so. But if you ask real nice, then I'll turn on the lights for you. How about that?
Hey, June, if we have the time this morning or this evening, maybe.
Yeah.
Because we do have a topic that we want to get to. You got awesome, Adele. Got home from work just in time. That's perfect. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat I normally don't see in the early morning live stream. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So maybe we might have to do like a back and forth, occasionally.
Yeah, I'm okay
That
with
way,
that. And once the time changes for me, it's an hour later anyway, so then I'm just a little bit more awake.
Right. So for those wondering, Love is still sleeping yet. Good evening from San Diego, California. Welcome. Hey, Stephanie, how did you find us? I'm kind of curious. Did you find you, Lovey, or what?
Yeah.
Nice. See, you're famous.
Oh.
But someone's someone talking about Clashy? There you go, Lovey. Keystone Clash. They heard us talking. Vinansky! I'm going to the chat. Welcome everyone, y'all. And after we get to the chat, we'll go to the topic.
Oh, Carl.
Fish Fam Link! Since you're here, Fish Fam, I'll go ahead and do the advertisement. You can get your Fish Fam Link badge for your channel, y'all, on fishfam.link. And you can see there's a QR code. And you go to a fish store, conventions, wherever. Wear it, and people ask you about it. You can scan it, and they can find all your info. And we need to thank Annette, Mr. Snow Guardian, for doing the landlords. She did a wonderful job. Thank you, Annette. Okay. Cole, welcome from Mexico. Wow, you famous, Lovey. Snowed it. There you are, Annette. Hey, Annette. Thanks for reminding me earlier this morning about being the wrong time. That's awesome. You're staying on tune on the time thing. That is perfect. I like it. Thanks, Chris. Everyone, please smash the like button. Yes, do it for Lovey. She deserves it.
Oh.
Hey, Kurt Works. Welcome, bro, from all in Florida. How you doing, bro? Hey, Scuba stay. Maybe later.
All right, we'll do it towards the end then. I'll turn the lights on.
Hey, cool. All right, y'all. You got me into it. And see, that's why I love it. That's why, and you don't tell people my name because of that. Because they think it's Alicia.
Is it really Alicia or is it Ilusha? Like the Russian?
Elijah.
So, okay.
See? Everybody reads it wrong, so.
Well, Elijah
so for those watching,
totally uncommon name, so.
For those watching, it's vibes. All right. We're done about the chat, y'all. Thanks everyone for being here. Should we go ahead? Hey, I'm gonna listen to the chat. Y'all want to see a little video before we get into the real topic? If you do, put one in the chat. Put number one in the chat. You won't see a little video. While you're thinking about that, I'm gonna get me another drink of tea. By the way, y'all, this is lavender tea with honey in it.
Ooh, yummy. That's gonna help you sleep.
Yeah, this is usually what I drink on the Saturday night live stream. Actually, tomorrow night it's coming up. Yeah, and the honey is local, y'all. It's supposed to help with the immune system. Now that's good stuff. I think everyone wants to see it, Lovey. Look at that. Stephanie, Nano Guy, Elaine, Carl. They all want to see the video. Okay, y'all. We heard. Let's do it. Hold on. Let's see if I can do this without messing up too much, y'all. I'm still beginner, for those that wondered.
What was that again? You're on YouTube. You're a professional.
Thank you. Okay. Let's do this. We're still here, y'all, for those that wondered. But we're off the panel, that way you can see what's going on.
Hello, everyone. This is Lovey, and today we're driving to Neumünster.
So yesterday there was a fish swap meet in Neumünster, and I just had to check it out. It was a little bit of a drive for me, but since I'd never been, I really wanted to see what they had to offer. Neumünster is located north of Hamburg, so here's a look at the map so you can see where I was. I was so super excited to show up, but when I did, I was a little bit disappointed because it was actually rather small. What you see here is the whole swap meet. Here it is again, the whole fish swap meet. Yeah. I had come this far though, so I wasn't about to turn around without looking at everything. There was a lot of basic stuff like plants and lots of live bearers. I really did like these greenline endlers that I see right here. There were also a couple of vendors that had things like Neocaridina and Caridina shrimp, and I absolutely love Caridina shrimp, so I did have to spend a few minutes looking at those. There were a ton of bristlenose plecos, but some plecos that stood out to me were these really cool zebra plecos, which went for €100 a pop. Right next to the zebra plecos, there were some super clown plecos, which I was a big fan of, but unfortunately I did not come to look at plecos, so I continued on. Next up was a breeder of rainbow shiners, which don't look like much here, but they're really cool red fish with iridescent blue scales. I'm a big fan. To say that there were a lot of African cichlids available at the fish swap meet would be a massive understatement. I love African cichlids and I will probably set up a tank in the future, but for today it was just looking. I don't have the space or any aquarium set up to take care of these guys. That being said, the temptation definitely was there, as there were a couple of cichlid species here that I would absolutely love to see in my own home aquarium. I did appreciate the opportunity to look at some of these species closer up though, as in the near future I will be setting up an aquarium specifically for African cichlids. These yellow labs really caught my attention, but it was these cichlids that absolutely blew me away. I would love to do more research on this specific species because I think that white stripe down their back is just so attractive and I would really love to take some of those home. Then I found what I was looking for, a vendor who specialized in South American cichlids. Though he didn't have exactly what I was looking for, which was red spot golden severums, he did have other cichlids that really caught my eye. Some of them I hadn't even heard of before, so I did have to do some quick Google research to see if they were even compatible with the tank I already have set up. Fortunately for me, they were compatible, so I talked to him and ended up taking a couple of these guys home. Another vendor had these Geophagus offspring, which I was really interested in, even though the Latin name wasn't ringing any bells. I ended up taking a group of them home too. Here you see them acclimating already in my tank. These fish are the mystery Geophagus, and in this bag we see some of the South American cichlids that I had found with the other vendor. There are 2 different species of fish in this bag. After acclimation, I went about pouring them in. I did this by putting a large net over a bucket and simply pouring them out. They need to be quickly added to the aquarium after this, but I find that this is the easiest and least stressful way of catching out the fish and adding them to your aquarium. The first fish that I added were the mystery Geophagus. I'll show you some more footage of them in just a moment. Next up came the South American cichlids that I got from the other vendor. There are 2 different species in this bag, and I'll show you footage of both of them. Now that all the new fish are acclimated and in the aquarium, I'm going to tell you more about each one. First up, we have the T-bar cichlid, or the Sajica cichlid. I really like these guys, and they're a lot cuter than I thought they were going to be. I unfortunately only got 1 pair of these, but they are really easy to figure out what gender they are. Males have red fins, and females have yellow fins. These guys are fairly peaceful cichlids, and they're pretty cute. The male maxes out at around 18 centimeters, and the female about 12 centimeters. Next up, we have the Nicaraguan or macaw cichlid. These are really interesting because the females grow a lot brighter than the males do, having blue, yellow, and sometimes red coloration. The males get larger than the females do, but they have more of a yellow, green, gold coloration. These fish also get a lot larger than the T-bars, with the males maxing out around 25 centimeters. Some of them also have this really cool stripe that goes down their body, but some of them keep it to adulthood and some of them don't. It can also appear darker or lighter depending on the fish's mood. Last but not least, we have the mystery Geophagus. I say mystery because there's just not a whole lot of information online about this beautiful fish. The Latin name is Geophagus eporingensis. I was unable to find a common name in German or in English. The little information I was able to find was very conflicting, with some reports saying they stay small, around 10 centimeters, and some reports saying they grow larger and only eat meat and are not peaceful, so I guess only time will tell. They look to be very similar to the Geophagus brasiliensis. I guess I'm just going to have to keep an eye out and see how these guys grow. Thank you so much for making it to the end of my video. I would really love some feedback on what I should be calling these mystery Geophagus since I can't find a common name for them. I was thinking opal Geophagus because pearl Geophagus was already taken. If you like my content, then please like and subscribe and let me know.
And we're back, y'all. So how does everyone feel about that? I think it was an awesome video. Lovey did an amazing job.
Thank you.
When I saw it, I thought, this would be a good video to bring up here, especially with the title. Fish swaps, conventions, trade shows, are they worth going to?
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually pretty disappointed when I showed up there, and I mean, you guys saw it yourselves how tiny it was. I was really expecting it to be a little bit bigger, but I was still able to find some really cool fish there, so I guess nothing lost, nothing gained.
Shark Fin Adventures, welcome. Hey, Louie! Monster Fish Scout, welcome. Vibes, did you break it with the Fantosa? I'm confused, Kolo.
Me too.
I'm missing something.
Maybe
Then
because when the video went down, there was just a picture of your beautiful Frontosas, and then we couldn't
Oh,
see
that way,
anything for
maybe.
a sec.
There you go. Nice video.
Thank
Great,
you.
Lovey. Look at that.
Thank you.
Amazing video. That was a great video, love you. Very clear voiceover. Look at that.
You know just what to say.
Look at that. That was great. Just subbed. Awesome. Look at that. Right, Jeff Kane. All fish swaps have to stop somewhere. Right, exactly. Good point.
Hey, I just wanted to answer a question that Koro had put into the chat before we watched the video. He was asking about another video I'd done where I was explaining the nitrogen cycle and how to use drop test kits. And the drop test kit that I use here is a JBL brand. I think I probably could find API, but I would have to order them online. Whereas JBL is a brand that is very common here and is one of the nicer ones. So
Nice. I look into that. I've heard about it. I haven't really done research about them yet. That's awesome. Everyone saying hi. Okay. That's it. I don't see any more questions. I'm gonna go ahead. This is gonna be a little tricky, y'all. Let's see what happens.
oh yeah.
I got the picture that Levy sent me of the fish swap.
Yeah.
Hey, but it gets to everyone a glimpse. It's still about fish. Look at the
Yeah.
sign. You got clownfish. You got a tang on the picture.
There was none of that there.
Oh, it was good,
really what
good
they had
advertising.
was African cichlids, tons of different kinds of live bears, angelfish fry. There was the one vendor who had some cool South American cichlids, and the person who had the African cichlids also had that mystery Geophagus, the Geophagus eperengensis. Other than that, there were plants and shrimp, and that was pretty much it.
So, okay. So, how many tanks what you think that were there in all?
I know from the actual website that there were 80 tanks in total, but I was expecting tanks that were not 10 gallons.
Oh, that way. Yeah. By the way, Lovey, that's a lot more tanks than what we had.
Really?
Yeah,
How many tanks were set up?
there were. Maybe 4 or 5.
Four. Okay.
Yeah, there weren't very many tanks set up. There was a lot more fish in bags. I mean, there were. See, hold on. Probably 30 vendors. And by the way, y'all, if you haven't watched my videos yet, that's my first time being a vendor at a fish swap or trade show.
Yeah.
It was interesting. Will I do it again? Definitely. I got to see a different side of a trade show that I didn't see before. Got to meet a lot of fans. That was kind of cool. They all wanted stickers, but yeah, I'm still learning how to be the perfect YouTuber. I'm nowhere close to that, but I took like 35 bumblebee cichlids along to sell. I took one Frontosa. Took like 20 bags of frog bit. And the frog bit it's a floating plant. Hold on. Let's see what I can do, y'all. Let's see if I can get you a piece. This is like a spur of the moment kind of thing, y'all. I was not planning to do this. We got it, y'all. We got one. Huh.
Oh, it's a frog bite. Cute.
Yeah.
I have those too.
You can see, it already has a baby. See it hanging?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, this is what I was selling at the trade show. I had a handful per bag of this, and I was selling it for $5 a piece for the bags.
Really? I actually bought my frog bit from the trade show that you just saw in the video there, and I paid, I don't know, I think $3 for like 5 pieces.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So, in other words, I undersold, huh?
No, you oversold. You sold them for $5 a pop. I got 5 pieces for $3.
So I should have put like $10, huh, or 20. But you know what, Lovey? My goal was not to make money at the trade show. My goal was to get rid of some of my stock that I had, to open tanks for more fish.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I did. So, and it helped the next person out. That way, he or she could buy more, either more stock of my stuff or from another vendor. You know. That way, they didn't have to choose. Should I buy this from this vendor, or should I buy that from that vendor? Hey, I'll buy that. I'll buy that. You know. And in the long run, you're probably still making more money than if you just sell just one. I tried to remove all the duckweed. It was hard.
Like I said, good luck.
Hey, what I did, I had 3 containers set in front of me. I took the frog bit, put it in one tank, shook it, next tank, shook it, third tank, shook again, then put it in bags. And about 99.0%, all the duckweed was removed. So there's still that 0.1%.
Less of a problem because I actually personally really like duckweed because it just sucks the nitrate out of the water like nothing else. But yeah, it is pretty irritating when you weren't planning on getting duckweed and then all of a sudden you have a pond full of duckweed.
Right. I mean, no, for me, it don't bother me at all. It is, I know there's people in my fish club that hate the stuff. So I do not want the sale. Okay, I know the customer look at it, oh, duckweed, and leave it, you know. I want them to do the choice, oh, I can handle this, you know.
Mm.
So, and the Fontosa I took along, y'all, I brought it home again.
Oh, you didn't go
Yeah.
home with one?
No, the one I took, I brought back. Right now, I kind of wish I would have sold him.
Is he
Hey,
still being a bully?
I'll get to another video, y'all, or another live stream, y'all. That's gonna be a long subject. Okay. Let's see if we get any questions quick before we turn it on, because I don't want people to be left out or the questions. I'm way behind, y'all. Hey, way, welcome, bro. Good to see you, Jenny Lynn. I met Jenny there at Triple Crown last year at Louisville, Kentucky. She's awesome.
Yeah.
Great video. Although I'll keep an eye on the Nicaraguan cichlids. They may fight the other fish a lot. My experience is they are way more aggressive than the others in there.
Yeah. That's been my experience so far as well, even though I still love them. Even though they are not the friendliest fish I've ever kept. No.
Hey, George, Master Cali Fish Keeper, welcome, bro. Hey, great seeing you tonight in the other live stream earlier. I wanted to stay longer, but I had to get set up for this live stream, so that's why I was there for too long. I have a picture of somewhere of this rack of hanging bags that the vendor was pulling off with one of those hooks poles because the rack was so tall, full of bears in the bags. Yeah, I haven't seen it in person, but I've seen pictures of it though, of that, and also I've seen people have like a rack with the bags hanging from the rack of fish.
That's crazy. Something like that wouldn't be allowed here in Germany, though. They have to be put in tanks.
And see, y'all, that's why we want to bring the community together in both worlds, because we both have a lot to learn, especially America. We got to learn a lot. We're behind.
Well, Germans can be a little bit strict with their rules. They love rules, I have to say.
They said that they bought more than 300 bears for all 3 days to swap. And I asked the breeder. Yeah, there were probably think how many betters the guy brought at this swap. He probably had 100 betters there of babies, adult males, adult females, all beautiful. I almost brought some home, but I found something better. That's why I went the other route.
Yeah.
I try to stay up on the chat. I'm behind. Let me keep it extra. Yeah, there. Yeah.
He just wanted to make sure I knew.
HD Canteen! Welcome, bro. Hey, Lovey. By the way, this is my brother.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Hey, HD Canteen. Lovey is from Germany, by the way.
Well, in a matter of speaking.
I mean, that's what you are now.
Yeah, definitely now.
Definitely. One thing about aquarium decorations, does it have to be an ornament specifically made with tanks or things like Legos, figurines, etc. All 6 foot aquarium? What do you think, Levy?
Well, yes and no. What's really important is that it doesn't have anything that will leach into the water. For example, I was actually researching substrates just a few days ago, and I found out that you can use colored Play-Doh play sand, not Play-Doh, Crayola, like the crayon. You can use colored Crayola play sand to put into your aquarium because it's very high quality, and it doesn't leach any color or chemical into the water that could potentially harm your fish and plants. So if you're sure that it's not going to leach anything into the water, it's pretty much safe. I've seen people make clay figurines on their own that are oven burned, and then they put them in there and they have no issue.
Right. That's
but
awesome.
What's your opinion on that? Because I don't keep any artificial decorations in my tanks.
Since you asked, I do have some artificial. I got artificial plants.
Okay.
Back when I started with cichlids, I wanted something green in my tanks. And the only thing that people were telling me, everybody was telling me, you cannot have live plants with your cichlids. So I went out and bought fake ones. And some of my tanks still have the fake ones in there yet. I have not changed all my tanks over yet. But I'm slowly changing my cichlid tanks over to live plants, y'all. For those that wondered. It's taking me a little bit of process. I have successfully got one tank all transferred over, all live plants. The cichlids, I see a little bit of bite marks, but they're not destroying the plants at all.
Yeah.
So it can be done, which I'm starting to figure it out. It takes time. Legos are safe, but it depends on what it is, Stephanie. Yeah, the main thing, you don't want whatever you put in your tank to leach out, like Levy was saying. HD Canteen, that's a good, interesting question. Can I mix goldfish with goldfish? Hey, Levy, you want to answer that?
So, one thing about goldfish, well, there's two things really. First of all, the most important one is that they're cold water fish. They like to be at a lower temperature than most other tropical fish do. And most glowfish, except for I think glowdanios, which are cooler at lower temperatures. A lot of them, for example, are I think black skirt tetras, but with the crazy colors. They like higher temperatures. And the second thing is, goldfish are absolutely gluttonous pigs, and anything they can fit in their mouth, they will eat it. Which is why, even though I love Danios and rainbow shiners, I'm personally not cohabitating anything in this tank with my goldfish because I just don't want to give them a super expensive snack.
There you go, HD Canteen. You did not hear that from me at all. You didn't hear that from me. But I agree with Lovey 100%. So there you go.
Thank you.
Yeah. It depends on the chemical paints used on the decoration. Exactly. Definitely, there are sealants that you could use to make other decorations aquarium safe too. Yeah, exactly. Not an aquarium guy. Exactly. I haven't done it personally, but I've seen people that have done it, and it works totally fine. Llama figurines in a better tank with no issues. Aww. Hunter duckweed lessens my need to water change so much on noisy filter. I just rather just take out the duckweed once a week. Yeah. So, Lovey, got a question for you. So if you have enough duckweed, would you have to have an actual filter on the tank?
I think that's a difficult one. I think part of it is definitely going to depend on the size of the tank and, for example, how deep the substrate is and how much hardscape there is to house the beneficial bacteria that make it, so you don't have to go crazy on your tank maintenance. In my experience, yes, it does lessen the need to do water changes, but I guess maybe I'm too much of a chicken. I wouldn't run it without a filter just because if something does go wrong, I don't know if the plants could really handle, for example, an ammonia spike or, I don't want it all to go bad just because I relied on duckweed and plants.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. In all my tanks, I have at least 2 different filters in all my tanks. This tank, I have a canister and a hanger back, and I got wave makers for aeration for the water. Tank over here, my peacocks, I got my canister, got a sponge, and I got wave makers. So most of my tanks are way over filtered. But if one filter quits, the other one should be able to handle it until I catch and fix the other one. Because in the past, I don't have one on most of my tanks, and one big accident happened, lost the whole tank because the filter quit. Yeah. So since then, I said it's not worth it. Yeah.
Yeah. I just care too much. I don't want anything bad to happen because I wasn't willing to shell out the cash for a filter or whatever is appropriate for your size tank.
Right. That's unknown. Hey, Jason. How you doing, bro? Good to see you. Long time. Looking forward to your live stream tomorrow morning and on Sunday mornings, bro. I enjoy those. It makes the weekend much better. Most kid toys are going to be pretty safe for fish. If a toddler can chew on it, a fish tank probably won't be any issues. That's a good point. But I'd still check it just in case.
Yeah. Definitely.
You're going to do the SWAT tomorrow, Jason. Bunny Viper! All the way from Oklahoma, I think. Kansas? I think Oklahoma. Welcome! Everyone's saying hi. They're going to fish swap. That's awesome. Moving on. Yeah, just getting back with the Corilla sand. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I missed any questions, y'all, I'm sorry. I don't mean to do that. If you want me to catch it a little easier, put Vibes Aquatics at Vibes Aquatics behind the question. That way it will pop out. I can see it better.
I'm also keeping an eye on the chat in between. Like
Thank you.
I saw one comment which is now not showing up anymore for me, but I think it was from Mike M. And he was telling me that in May there's going to be another fish swap meet for Killifish. So thank you very much. I'm definitely going to look at that because I'm not too far away from Humboldt.
Woo!
Thank
Can't
you.
wait. Okay. Plastic plants with lots of surface air hold beneficial bacteria. Yeah, actually, Elaine, all stuff in your tank is holding beneficial bacteria. All surfaces in your tank. Goldfish, cold water, goldfish are tropical. Exactly. Chattanooga Ed! Welcome, bro. How you doing? He's all the way from Chattanooga, Tennessee. I had him on the live stream a couple weeks back as a
Yeah,
guest.
that's right. Yeah. I saw that one.
And hopefully, Ed, I get to hang out with you at Aquashella. And hopefully we'll have time to sit and talk for a while. You're pretty cool.
Yeah, that's the one. Mickey M.
You mean I'm that far behind? Whoops. That's not good. I better get speed up, y'all. I'm going.
I have to see because that would be actually pretty far for me, but I'll check it out.
I don't know if I said it. Aquatic Moose, welcome.
Cluster of mushrooms for use in the aquarium.
Change the name to Morning Vibes or Vibes in the Morning. Hey, Mexicali. We'll get to that. Actually, Mexicali, since you brought the subject up, it'd be nice if I could do a title that would not have my name in it. Since I already have my name in the evening live stream.
I mean, it is your channel. It would make sense that your name's in it.
Maybe we put something lovey as a title. Vibes up there with the pretty lady. He's all flustered, you guys. Exactly. Cut it out. Good question. Can I house a discus with baby balloon mollies?
What do you think, Vibes?
Since I asked the question, I'll answer it. I keep the Dalmatian mollies with my discus, no issues. But I've been watching the mollies because they are known to fin nippers in my tank. But so far, I have no issues. Hey, before we go any farther, I'm gonna quick something on that title, the subject. You can be looking at that while I answer that question. I just got 4 new discus this past weekend, and so far I have not noticed any issues with the Dalmatians mollies bothering the discus. But I would say in the future, I encourage you to go the species only tank, which that means discus only and not have any other fin nippers in the tank. Or you could go with rainbows and discus together. The rainbows will be too fast for the discus to nip at. So, and that is some of the fish that I picked up at the instead of the batters I was talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I picked up the discus. Discus, by the way, y'all, these are tank raised, so the tank bred, and they're raised in top water.
Oh, that's excellent.
I'm talking who I was talking to earlier. But anyways, that was my goal: find discus that are locally bred that are raised in top water. And guess what? I found a breeder that does it. So
That's what I like about private breeders. I don't know. There's just so many advantages.
I brought him home, no issues. Put him in my tank, no issues. I did a water change last night on the tank, which I wouldn't have had to, but I did because I'm a hobbyist. You do everything perfect for your fish.
Exactly. Definitely.
I fed them earlier before the live stream. They were all eating. They're happy. There was one of them that did not look too good. I picked them up, but now the fins are nicely full again. So clean water is a must. I encourage you even clean water for your discus. Even if the tank raised and top water bred, all that, you still keep clean water. Even hey, I even don't check that. All your tanks, clean water.
Yeah, absolutely. That's like the number one thing for success in the aquarium hobby. Just keep up on your maintenance and you're already going to have a way better time than most.
Cause they can fit.
I saw a video recently where I'm assuming a very young person cleaned their tank with dish soap and boiling water. And I can't even explain how I felt while watching that.
She had an emotional breakdown, y'all.
Something like that, yeah.
Talking about that, was it last year I seen a video of someone how to clean the tank. They removed the fish out of the tank and put them in a little bowl to hold it. Because you don't want to stress it out too much, Put it in a bowl, you take all the plants out, clean it real good, put the plants back in the tank, and then you put clean water from the tap. No dechlorinator, just clean water. Because they gotta have clean water, about the tank. And they'll be happy. Do that every week.
Every week.
Oh. Since we're talking about clean water, make sure you're either using all water or using dechlorinator of some sort.
Absolutely. Mm. Even here in Germany, where there's virtually no chlorine in the water, we still use dechlorinators over here in the off chance that there is something, because nobody wants to poison their fish. If something happens and it's your fault, you're gonna feel terrible. So it's not even that expensive.
That's a good question. Can mollies handle the high temperatures of upper 80s?
I actually don't know that if mollies can deal with temperatures that high. I mean, I know that they're pretty hardy fish, but balloon molly's a little less so. So
Right.
I would actually have to look that up, to be honest. I don't know.
Yeah. So that question, we don't know 100% yet. Let's look into it. All of us. Let's do our research. Hey, y'all, for those watching, just because you're watching us doesn't mean that we know the answers.
Yeah. I'm not afraid to admit when I don't know.
Yeah. Balloon mollies can swim as well as regular mollies. Yeah, so discus might nip vice versa on the balloon mollies, y'all. Feed the discus. Hey, Chris, I already fed my discus. Sorry. I guess maybe another time. I had a great news tonight. My white leopard discus spawned, so now I need to do the breeding thing. Woo!
Awesome.
That's awesome. That's good news, Chris. I'm looking forward to that video you can put out about it. I can't wait. Craig, good morning. Hey, this morning. All the way from Australia. We got Sandy. Welcome. You're famous, Lovey.
Nah, they come for you.
What do discus live with in the wild?
Hold on. I actually watched a short documentary about this just 3 months ago or so. But to be dead honest, I don't remember everything that they lived with.
I'm not sure either, but hey, Kuro, if you look up Dr. Anthony, someone on the moderators can put his link in the chat. Dr. Anthony's. He does research in the Amazon, Peru, so he would know all about that. He's well into the depth of that. So, by the way, I had him up on a live stream. Was it 2 weeks ago? What it was? He's pretty cool. Moving on. Apparently, discus and angelfish are not caught in the same areas of the Amazon. Huh. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I learn something new every day. I clean some stuff with boiling water, but only when I'm trying to hatch eggs in a storage tank or something.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Yes, you're totally justified, and I will not judge you for that. Actually, that's pretty OP, honestly.
Much love to my Aussie fam. Exactly. Yeah, yeah. All y'all that are either up early or bed late, whatever. I don't know what time it is over there in Australia. I'm glad you're here. You're part of the fish fam. I like it. Keep it up. Scary Nana, greetings to you. Welcome. Does no one test the water before they add it to the tank? That's why I keep test strips around for. Make sure my municipal hasn't done something weird. Oh, you said my tap water smells like a pool 1/3 days. 2 days. Wow.
That's awful.
Yeah.
Gee.
That actually brings a good point, Carl. We as hobbyists should test our water every time. Better yet, it'd be better if we put the tap water into big holding tanks and test the water, let it sit out for a couple of days to air, and then add to the tanks. But the problem is, most hobbyists don't have that room.
Nope.
Or the money to buy a tank that size to hold the water.
No. Yeah. I mean, I used to, when I was first starting out here in Germany, and in Mexico, for some reason, I didn't test anything because I was young and I didn't really know what I was doing. But here, I used to actually test the tap water as well. But the water here, Germany has so many rules and they're so strict about so many things. The water's always the same. It's literally always the same, and it's always ready to put into the tank right away. Like I said, there's barely even any chlorine, so we just do that as a kindness with the dechlorinator. But in the States, they do put quite a bit of chlorine and other things into the water, so I agree with Koro that you should probably test your water at least sometimes to make sure that it's still all right to put in your tank.
Hey, Skipper Steve. I think it's too early for you, too late. You should be in bed sleeping. Because you're putting words in the chat that shouldn't be in the chat, y'all. We come for vibes, but stay for the guest always. Nuh-uh. Skipper Steve, be honest. If it was just me up here, you wouldn't be here. Thanks, everyone. There you go. Dr. Anthony, Amazon Research Center. Yeah, reminder. Kuro's doing a live stream tomorrow, y'all. Go check him out tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, no. I don't know what to say welcome to you, but there you are. Welcome. I only tested something weird off the tank. Fish or to see the cycle is to zero ammonia. So, Lovey, have you ever tested your tanks or the water coming in with high ammonia?
Not here, no. Like I said, here the water is basically perfect. But I know that's not the case for everyone. I have actually read quite a few accounts, especially in the States, where there's nitrates in the water. And I think that would be a nightmare because honestly, I don't know how I would deal with that when you're not able to remove nitrates because you're literally adding more nitrates into your tank.
That's a good question. Hey, chat. I'm not sure either. I want to learn. How would you remove nitrates out of the water source that has high nitrates in the water coming in? What the chat thinking about that? Lovey, if you visit the German Killer Show, I probably will be able to send you some young epistogramma and also killies if you want to. If you're planning to visit the show.
That would be really cool.
Hey! It's gonna be awesome. Do it. Hey, we want to see the fish. We want to see them.
Yeah, I will definitely get into contact with you so we can figure that out. And if not, then at least I can do a sub to your channel so I can take a look at those epistos and such.
Awesome. Yeah, I don't even have room for a big trash can to age water in. Airstone and a brute bucket does the deconation part, not the heavy metals reduction. Yeah, true, Carol. Yeah, even if you would let it gas off or whatever, you still would. I'll still add the coordinator because you remove any other harmful bacteria in the water. Hey, Scuba Steve. Appreciate you, bro. If testing tap water who adding it to tanks, be sure you add the coordinator first. Yeah. Test the water, but make sure you add the coordinator too. Do you add the coordinator to the tank or to your water coming in?
Well, the way that I do it, I have basically a pump with a 30-foot hose. So I'll put a bucket I'll put a bucket in my sink, let the tap run, turn on the pump, and put it in the aquarium. So I actually add the dechlorinator directly to that bucket that's in the sink. So even though I personally don't think it makes much of a difference either way, I just prefer to do it that way.
Most of my big tanks, I'm using Seacom Safe, which is a powder form. So I will, when I'm lowering the water, I do a water change, right? I'm taking water out. I'll take a cup, scoop it out of the tank, a cup of water, add the right amount to that tank of Safe to the cup, stir it, put the cup back on top of the tank, let it sit there until my water level is down what it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I add the cup to the tank.
Yeah.
Then I run the tap water to the tank.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard other things that you need to wait half an hour before putting new water in, or that it's not fully dechlorinated but till then. But honestly, I've never had any casualties after a water change like that, so I don't think it's, maybe if your water is super how do you say, if there's like a ton of chlorine in it, maybe that'd be an issue. But I think for most regular tap water, it's not really going to be that dire of a need.
Right. And also, with the Safe, I dose it 4 times the amount all the time. It says 4 times the amount if needed. I do it anyways. I'd rather spend the extra money and know I'm okay with the fish than to back off to the minimum amount and lose fish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not worth the risk. And also, y'all, when you do a water change, do it when you have time to sit at the tank and watch your fish for an hour after you're done doing water change. That way you can see if something does go wrong. Occasionally it does for me. What I'll do, first thing I'll do, I'll observe what the fish are doing. If they're hitting the sand substrate at all, I'll dose the tank with salt. I got aquarium salt. And usually they'll fix the problem right off the bat. If not, I might give it a drop or two of prime, which would be the liquid form of safe, basically. Second prime to the tank. That between those two products, that fixes 99% of the issues that I have. If you're in doubt at all, test the water in your tank.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice Aquatic Moose. He's starting to sound like me. Lavender with tea. There you go, y'all. Scuba Steve, the legend, said it. Be careful with safe. I heard it's easier to overdose the safe, but for larger tanks, saves on the pocket. Yeah. Thinking about it, I'm gonna go ahead and show it to you. I'll be right back, y'all.
Yeah, Scuba Steve, I have actually read something recently when I was doing research on amphibians in the aquarium, for example, axolotls, that if the dechlorinator doesn't attach to chlorine, it can float around in the aquarium and then have negative effects on your livestock, especially amphibians, because they're extra sensitive. But in the case of Vibes, where he's doing it 4 times every single time, I think that that's probably okay because the tank is used to it and his fish are also used to it. But like you said, I would probably follow the instructions on the package first, and if that's not working, like Vibe said, he'd rather be safe than sorry when it comes to his fish.
Safe.
Safe.
I use teaspoons. And you can pick these up off of Amazon. They come down to 1/64 teaspoon, 1/32, 1/16, 1/8, and 1/4. And the back of the the bottle of safe or the tub, whatever, it says on the back of it 1/4 teaspoon for every 300 gallons.
Okay.
So a 90-gallon tank, if you dose it 4 times the amount, that's 360.
Yeah.
So I dose it 1/4 teaspoon. That's it. I could do a little more, but I've been doing it now for 3 years, so I had no issue with that. For those that wondered, it says on here to detoxify nitrate and nitrate in emergency up to 4 times that amount. There, I read it to y'all right off the bottom. It wasn't something that I came out of my own mind. It's something that I actually, yeah. So, in emergency, I think every time I do water change for me, it's an emergency. Moving on. Lavender is great. Hey, exactly. Another question. Lovey, I'm often in the chats on my American streams. I'll contact you when I know more about my friend's travel plans.
Yes. Please do. That's really excellent.
Hey, Mods, you mind make a channel in the chat? I'm trying to get to the bottom of the chat, y'all. I'm not getting there. The coordinator hardened the 8-member A scatters like dinos too, reducing hatch rates. Oh! So how would you avoid that, Koro? That's an interesting question.
I mean, I suppose that if you're actually trying to breed them and you're having issues with dechlorinator, you could possibly, maybe have a different tank specifically for breeding, put the breeding pairs in there or put the breeding groups in there and then use RO water. I can't really think of anything to fight that when you kind of need dechlorinator to get rid of chlorine in your regular community tanks. So
Yeah, if it working, don't change it up for sure. But from the caveman group, I've seen lots of people that concluded safe overdosing lost fish. Yeah, Scuba Steve. I've heard of that. I never had an issue with it, but I've heard about it. So I'm not going to tell you to use safe. What you're using, if it's working, don't change. Keep doing it.
over here, you can't even buy Seachem products at the store. You have to order them specifically online.
Vibes. But why do the maximum dose of something that can be just instrumental under medications, not more? So, actually, I answered that question, y'all. Because my water is normally pretty bad coming in. So instead of, be honest about it, I could test it every time. Like we were talking earlier, test it every time you do a water change. That way you could dose it as such. But instead of hey, I'll be honest with you, me being lazy and all, instead of testing every time, I just dose it to the maximum dose and don't worry about it. Because I know that I'll cover the bad water. There. See? I told you YouTubers ain't perfect. I told you. Hey, Saint Dust! Welcome. Yeah, school gets the raids. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, for those, yeah, I definitely keep in mind too, Bunny, about how I want to breed them. Wow. That's something I never heard about. I guess I'm looking. It makes sense though. Age water or old water is options as well. Thank you, Bill. You can enforce them, borrow us your wisdom how to deal with it. That's awesome. Y'all not letting me go into the bottom of the chat. I'm trying there. Most stores around Lovey.
Oh, the first part of that was what dechlorinators are available in most stores around me here. The one that I personally use, again, is JBL brand. I find it to be a very good brand, and it's also pretty common, not too expensive. There are some others. I think you can also get them from like Sarah and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just like I said, you can totally get Seachem here, but you have to order it online. They just don't. I guess they just don't distribute it to regular pet stores in, at least not in my area.
Cool. I always use the cleaners, but I'll be curious to see how much the hatch rate improved. Yeah. Thank you. There you go. You got that sub, Lovey. So I told you awesome. Hey, I made the bottom of the chat. Since we need to close this thing off, y'all, because Lovey has a big day ahead of her. So the topic: are trade shows, fish swaps, what's going to? I would say 100%. Not only just to hang out with people that think like you, that are passionate about the hobby, but also you might learn something different you never done before. You might see different products, new ones that you haven't seen before that you could try. That might answer any problems you have, the questions you have, might answer that. You'll find fish and plants, most of them bred locally in the waters, so you can pick them up for a very reasonable price, and most likely they'll survive and thrive in your tank because they were grown in the local waters.
Yeah,
and you're also supporting your local club too.
Yeah.
There's another point I forgot. Another tip: if you want to fish keep on a budget, wait till the end of the trade show. wait, right, like an eye before they close. Then go around and see what's left, and give the vendor offer them the price for whatever they have. Most likely, they're going to sell it to you because they don't want to pack it up and take it home. Because they've been there. Hey, for me, I was up at 3 in the morning last Saturday morning. 3 in the morning, I was up. By that night at 5:30, I had no desire to go home and put the fish and the plants back in the tanks again. So, Lovey, you got any wisdom for us about fish swaps at trade shows, conventions? Are they worth going to?
I mean, I definitely feel like they're worth going to, and I completely agree with the points that you put out there, especially since now you've seen it from both the buyer side and the seller side. I really agree with supporting local breeders and private breeders because, again, you're going to have a really good chance of success. They're generally going to be a little bit cheaper than in pet stores, and I feel like they are generally higher quality. So higher quality, less price, higher chance of survival. Awesome. Also, you are supporting local hobbyists, which is also a big plus. I mean, I don't think any of us are made of money, and when we do have it, we usually spend it on our aquariums. So any kind of help is always good so we can stay afloat in the hobby. Sometimes you get to talk to people, you can learn new things, you can see new things. Maybe you'll see a fish you've never seen before or a morph you've never seen before, which is really cool. All in all, I really do feel like they are definitely worth visiting, even if they're super tiny or if they're really huge. It's definitely worth your time.
Awesome. So since the fish are in tanks, how do they normally get from the tank to the house? In bags or?
So basically the way that it worked at the swap meet that I went to was you come in, you take a look at the vendors and all of the fish that they have available, and then there is a desk at the front near the entrance, and you basically bring the little ticket that you got from the vendor that says what you're getting and how much it is. You pay for it all in the front. They give you bags, and then you go back to the vendor. The vendor will bag it up, and you can go home.
Nice.
I don't know if that's like standard though for other swap meets because, like I said, this one was a rather small one. So maybe at bigger swap meets they have a different way of doing it, and also being able to pay with card because here in Germany a lot of things are still based on cash. People don't really use cards that much, so I guess I'll have to see in the future.
Right. I never thought about that though. Going up to the front, paying for it. Huh. See, here it was all the customer worked with the vendor. They come up to the vendor, and you pay the vendor right there, either in cash or some app, Cash App, PayPal, Apple Pay, whatever. And then they'll give you the fish to you. Either the fish are already bagged, or like most of my fish were in a tank. I'll net them, put them in a bag, give it to them.
Yeah.
That's cool though. It's just different ways of doing it. I like it. I think if we have any more questions about the swap, whatever convention, we could do another maybe a collaboration about that later on. Thanks to everyone for being here. Hopefully, everyone's weekend has just got better. And look forward to another live stream with Lovey. She's awesome. Let's keep it going. So, Lovey, what we will say to the fish fan before we leave.
Also, I really hope that you guys have a great weekend. Do not forget to check out Vibes next stream. The time is a little screwy for me, but I know that it is Saturday evenings, right? So, it's Sunday morning for me. That's why. Check out Vibes stream Saturday evenings. He's always got some really cool things to talk about. And,
And y'all,
write me on Instagram. Vibes is also on Instagram. If there's anything you ever want to talk about or questions or just sharing and talking fish, then hit us up.
And hey, y'all, I not pay Levy to say that.
No. No, you've always got really cool guest stars and stuff, and it's always super interesting to see you guys just talk. Everyone shares their experiences. I feel like this hobby is enriched by the multiple experiences of lots of different people. There's so many different ways to keep fish. Even if everyone only ever kept guppies, nobody would keep guppies really the same way. And it's really, really cool that you allow us to really be, to find a place to meet up and, just talk it out.
Thank you. Thanks, Bunny. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Hopefully this turned your week around to an enjoyable week. And before we go any further, thanks again. Peace out.